Alright guys, so here we go. I'm gonna hit you with the Ruach. If you don't know what that means, that's the understanding. Alright, so check this out. We're gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you what I've just recently put together. And we'll go here. Yada, to know. So this is what the name, when you say Judah or Jew, this is what you really mean. Yada, to know. Because Jew or Judah comes from this word, and it's Thanksgiving. Judah means Thanksgiving. Yehudi means Thanksgiving. Okay? It means to praise. How can you praise and how can you give thanksgiving if you do not know? So it shows that you know. You have awareness. Okay? Discernment, disciplined. How can you give praise and thanks without discipline? You can't. This is how can you be a judge? The word judge comes from Judah. Okay? So it's all over the world. It's not just in Yasharah, what you call Israel. You call it Israel because of Esau. But Yaakov was called Yasharah. Okay? And Jerusalem is called Hiroshalayim or Yerushalayim. Okay? So, or Virushalayim, like virus. Virusalam. Okay? Now, to continue on, you have Yada right here gives way to Doth, branches off to Da'ath. Okay? Da'ath. Okay? That's knowledge. Okay? And then you have Shama. Okay? So this would be one of those words right here, specifically one of those words that in Hebrew is it's like yada. See how yada is full down here in translation? It has so much translation to it. See, when you run into those words have something directly to do with the Most High, His name. Like Yasha, that's directly related to the Most High's name. Ruach, that's directly related to His name. I already did a video on that. You should check that out. It's called In His Name. I got it on TikTok and on YouTube, and it's one of my biggest hitting videos. And it's pretty. It only gets better. I'm just telling you guys. So, thanks to everybody that's been here so far. Or thanks to the Most High. Ahaya Shar Ahaya. Kadosh, Kadash, Kadish. Thanks to Yashaya. Kadish, Kadash, Kadosh. Thanks to the Ruach Kadesh, Kadish, Kadosh. You know. When you say thanks, it's Judah, Tuda, today. Okay. So do you hear Shama, Yashaya? This would be something up in his name right there. Shama. Yashama. Because Ahaya Shar, Ahaya. Anything with an SH and an A right after it lets me know it's directly connected. Alright? It's a direct connect. And he's all about the Oz, the A. The SH and the A. Alright. So I'm getting to the understanding. This is It announces, announce completely, comprehends, diligently, discerns, disregard, gave heed, give earnest heed, given heed, hear, heard for certain, hearing, hears, heed, heeded, indeed obeyed, keep on listening, listen attentively, listen carefully, listen obediently. Listening. Listens, loud sounding, made a proclamation, make his heard, make their heard, make them known. Faith only come by hearing, okay? So that's why this word is so big. Shama. So Yeshaya, he even told you that. So everything that he told you was specifically. He said, you see me, but you hear my Father. He's telling you about the kingdom. And any man that's a friend of the world is an enemy of the kingdom. All right. So so we got to be children about this, and constantly compete. Children, when you say that they're playing, they're competing. Okay, it's that's the biggest thing that the powers that be hate. They hate competition. In the end, the tech companies are trying to eliminate all competition. That means man, because man competes against the machine, or the machine is supposed to wipe out the man. Okay, so therefore the ultimatum is the consciousness, because the consciousness is the only thing that makes you a competitor. You have to have a conscious. You have to be you have to have a competitive conscience. That's your CC. That's your commander in chief right there. A competitive conscience. If you're asleep, if you're all drugged up, doped up, drunk, inebriated, under the influence, hypnotized mind, or you're just high off pride, big-headed, to where you're just stomping on people, and you're seeking them out. See, that's an enemy of the kingdom. What are you growing with all of your power? Like, the only thing you can grow is those that are like you. If you have the ability that the Most High gave you, then it's supposed to be multiplied. Okay? So Yeshaya said, he Shema, he announced that, he said, faith only come by hearing, right? And by hearing come the understanding of the word, the spirit, the ruach, alone. Faith only come by hearing alone. Faith, okay? So you got hearing is for the conscious. The unconscious don't hear you. They cannot hear. The unconscious are like animals. Okay? There are people that are running around blacked out, drunk. That's unconscious of what they're doing. There are people that are under the influence of hardcore narcotics. That's blacked out. They're unconscious. That's possessed. When you're possessed, you're unconscious of your being possessed. That's the best type of possession. If you want to know what competitive possession is like. Okay? To be competitive is to be camouflaged. Now, even bolder than that is to take off the camouflage and have it right in your face as a mandate. Okay? Only the conscious can serve. Okay? Faith. See, what you want to know what faith is for. So, faith is to be combined with fasting, and you will receive that is a formula. Faith plus fasting. Okay? Prayer plus fasting increases faith. My bad. I apologize. Salakia. My bad. I just said apologize. We're not supposed to be apologizing about anything. Salakia. Okay? Salam alaikum. That's there. Okay? So, I'm going to let you know. Faith is built by prayer, which is authority, plus fasting. Okay? So you use your authority to fast, to be fast. Okay? You use your prayer to be fast. Okay? If you want to know how I was fast, it's from prayer. I was probably the biggest prayer, because it was just, I was taught by war when I was 6 years old to pray. And yeah, I learned to build it to the point to where I could pray once and it is done for a lifetime. So what I have done for a lifetime, I've done many calendars. Okay? So what I'm doing now is I'm being more disciplined, because I realized that I was deceived, and that's exactly what the devil and the powers that be want. They want to get you while you're young and deceive you so that you use your authority for them. Therefore you have no authority. You use your conscience for them. Therefore you have no conscience. You use your soul for them. What's your soul? Your ability to compete, your response ability. The ability to respond is the responsibility, the conscious competitiveness. The ability to uphold the truth. Like, who can stand with the truth? You know what I mean? The truth is righteous, upright, understands all. That's a big cup. That's why he said, who can drink my cup? You know what I mean? Like, Yeshaya, he understands the truth because his father, he says, what comes out of the mouth. Let's get to this. Let's finish this up. All right. So, he says, it's not what goes in the body that makes you unclean. What comes from outside of the body cannot make you unclean. He's talking about what you're ingesting into your stomach and goes out the other end. Cannot make you unclean because it comes out the other end. Now, what you're injecting is a different thing. Injection, there are some things like metals and stuff, we're not supposed to be injecting. It's not supposed to be taking that stuff in. Very fine metals we're not supposed to be taking in. Very powerful metals. All right, that's why it said the clay, the iron and the clay shall not mix, shall not adhere to each other. That's why you say the tech, their only competition is us consciousness. Science needs to possess a conscience in order to be relevant. If there was no consciousness, how would science exist to make tech to replace? There would be no competitive nature to replace. Do you understand? There would be no counterfeit. There would be no hybrid, because it's a stage. Hybrid is just it's a prerequisite to relic. This is pretty much extinction. It's like, oh, that's outdated. It's no longer available. They're all discontinued. You know what discontinued means? It's like when you're playing a game. See, games are for humans, for the consciousness, for competitiveness. See, one thing I learned about reading the Bible when I was a child, very young, I remember reading about how David's men could sling the wings off of a fly from like a few yards away, or a few meters away, whatever, how far away. There's a distance. I don't know if he was sitting on a blade of grass or in mid-flight, maybe both. Okay, how competitive do you have to be? All right, and another thing, the people he chose, the disciples he chose, what did they always do when it was time to go out and decide who would be sent out to do the chores that they had to be done? They would cast lots. What's casting lots? Salam alaikum. Okay. So they would play a game to decide who is first to last, to make order. Competitiveness decides order. Without competitiveness, there's disorder. I shouldn't say without competitiveness. Without competitive consciousness, there is no responsibility. And without responsibility, there is disorder. There is no order. Okay? So, to steal, kill, and destroy is your soul, which is your responsibilities, which is your order. And then, so you get pissed off. You get people getting killed in line today because somebody messed up their order that could be easily replaced. What about the order that can never be replaced? You need to consider this. I hope that you really take this deep into your soul, your responsibility, your understanding, your consciousness, and never let it go. Yashar. No man is right. No man is righteous. We were made in the image of Yashar, Mishar, Meshar, Yashaya, Moshe. We were made in the image. We were given the laws and the commandment, the Doth, the understanding, the knowledge, the Yada, the tribe, the people, the name, Yaakov, Yashar, Yasharah. Okay? Now, let's check this out. So he said, you know, like I said, he said he knows he knows those that calls themselves Yada, and those. He knows the difference between those that call themselves Yada and those that are not. Those that are not are the synagogue of Satan. Okay. So, you just heard. You heard right. You heard correct. You heard what I said. You heard what he said about the synagogue of Satan and those that call themselves Yada. Yahudi. Today you call it Yahudi. But, like, they're not going to tell you. They may call themselves Yada and behind the scenes. You never know. Because they don't even tell you his name. Ahaya Sharahaya. They let everybody go around saying anything else. But what they do in secret, they're blessed openly. And you wonder why. Because he told you so. What you do in secret, he will bless you openly. That is your prayer. That is your authority. Now you know how to reveal it. That is a formula. And if you go outside of that formula, then what do you expect? You're out of order. That means your order is not right. What, you gonna go kill him? You're gonna go kill somebody now? You're gonna go stab and shoot somebody because your order ain't right? Every day your order ain't right because you ain't been doing it right. But now that you know, you should have been done known. But now that you know, you need to remember. Make a point to remember. Get a rubber band around your wrist and snap it to remember. Make it yellow so that you can remember. Learn how to hack the human body. Understand what colors mean. Learn these things so that, and learn the foods to eat so that you can remember things. Your memory serves you. It starts there. How can you, like I said, how can you give praise without responsibility, without the memory, without knowledge? How can you be Yada? Okay. Well, now we're all only saved by grace. Grace alone. Okay? I'll just let you know that. But there are some rules to this. You don't want to be blaspheming. And that's what we got to get right. All right? So what I learned today was I asked the Ruach. I literally did right here. I took a screenshot of the picture because I was looking up understanding. Said, then there are you also without understanding. Do you not see that whatever goes in to a person from outside cannot defile him, since it enters into his heart, not his heart, but his stomach, and is expelled? Okay. So, didn't I just say, not his heart? It doesn't enter his heart. But what you inject, differently. Because what does that do? Your pulse goes up because what you inject. Your whatever affects your pulse can neurolinguistically program you. That is the beginning episode of being possessed. Okay? Whatever affects your pulse, changes your pulse. It could be like something that enters the bloodstream from the food that you eat. It could be something like a narcotic. It could be something that you inhale. It could be something that you inject that's not coming out for a minute. You know what I mean? But it's a temporary possession, I suppose. A temporary possession. Okay? It's not permanent. And that's why he said it's not what outside of the body can make you unclean. But there are some things that he warned you about. He said the mark. Now that's some stuff you should not take because it goes to the heart. Alright? That's why he said, because what comes from the heart, what comes out the mouth comes directly from the heart. Stems directly from the heart. So that means you won't even be able to give praise. You won't be able to even... Yeah, man. It'll be a whole different thing. Alright. You'll be a whole different creation. Let's say that. Since it enters not his heart, but his stomach, and is expelled. Thus, he declared all foods clean, And he said, what comes out of a person is what defiles him from within, out of the heart of a man come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, foolishness. Foolishness means to not know. It's the opposite. You know what I mean? Literally. All things. That's what fun means. Fun is foolishness. That's the things that we say. Like, we want to play, we want to have fun, and we tell our children to do this, and we call them kids. We say these things all out of line, all out of order. And instead of saying, hey, let's have fun, let's say, let's have joy or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you got to come up with better ways, which is the word. The word is the way. It said, I am the way, the truth, the light, and the way, the life and the way. So the word is the way. You got to come up with better word, because the word is the order. Your steps are ordered by the word. So you put these words to memory and commit and exercise them. You practice them. You shouldn't say exercise or practice, because those are words that are from another language that we're not really down to be, we're not supposed to be using, because those words can bring on other spirits. Let's say that. Counter competitive spirits. Let's say that. So yeah, we test all things by the Ruach, by the Spirit. Now let me get back to where I was going. Okay, the Syrophoenician woman's faith. And from here he arose and went away to the region of Tyre and Sidon. It sounds like Turkey and Macedon. He entered a house, but I know it's probably not, but it sounds like it. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know, yet he could not be hidden. But immediately a woman whose little daughter had an unclean spirit heard of him and came and fell down at his feet. Now the woman was a Gentile, a Syrophoenician by birth, and she begged him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And he said to her, let the children be fed first, for it is not right to take the child's bread. He said, it is not yashar to take the child's bread and throw it to the dogs. She answered him, yes, yes, Yashaya. Yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. And he said to her, for this statement, you may go your way, and the demon has left your daughter. She went home and found the child laying in bed and the demon gone. So when I read this statement, something was blocking me from understanding it. I read it clearly just as I did to you, but I know with the Ruach, you're supposed to make quick understanding. Okay? The Ruach makes quick of understanding. It is understanding. The Ruach Kadesh. What you call the Holy Spirit is the Ruach Kadesh. What you call a spirit is the Ruach. Okay? So, the word is the Ruach. They're Kadosh. The Ruach is Kadosh with the Most High. They are one. The Mashiach, the Son, the Ruach are all the Father. Alright? So, check this out. I didn't understand. It took me a minute to understand what he was saying. I read this like 3 times. And then I was like, I still didn't understand. So then I said, I said, Mishar Ruach Kadesh Yada Rabba. Mishar Yada Ruach Kadesh. Kadosh Kadish. Yada. So this is that's what I said, pretty much. I think that's what I said. And that was my athar, my prayer. Because I was looking at it and I still didn't understand, and then I read it again. And he said to her, let the children be fed first, for it is not yashar to take the old's bread and throw it to the dogs. She answered him, yes, Yashaya. Well, Lord is king, so it could be Malek. But yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. And he said to her, for this statement you may go your way, and the demon has left your daughter. So what I didn't understand was because of the different colors. See, it's red, black, and white. You understand that? That's the synagogue of Satan right there. So red, black, and white, like that's their colors. So what happened, I wasn't understanding because like I was taking so much emphasis in the color of what he was saying, and I wasn't taking into after I read what he was saying, red, the color is red, what he was saying, I looked at what she was saying to understand why he confirmed what she said and did what he said. And that's what I didn't understand. I was like, well, what did she say that was different? Say, yes, Lord, or yes, Yashaya. Yeah, even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. And he said to her, for this statement you may go your way, and the demon has left your daughter. So what I didn't understand was crumbs. He said to her, let the children be fed first, for it is not yashar to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. So that is the part right there. The bread and the crumbs and first. Those are the 3 points right there I had to take in. First, bread and crumbs. Okay? Once I got that right, I understood the order of things, and it totally made sense. I think I've seen this statement my whole life and didn't get it until I asked the Ruach just before I made this video to clarify that for me, because the Ruach makes quick understanding of things, of the word for you. It's not in your own power, it's the Ruach. That's the power of the Ruach. Okay, so here we go. So he said, let the children be fed first, for it is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. But, see, and that but threw me off. She answered him, yes, Yashaya, yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. All right. So I'll show you where I misunderstood it. Where I misunderstood it was saying, I thought that she was saying the same thing that he said, and he just like, and like the words just didn't make sense after that he blessed her. Because like, but she's not saying the same thing. She's saying, compared to the children's bread and throwing it to the dogs also eat the children's crumbs. So she will no longer throw the bread to the dogs, because yet even the dogs eat yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs. So that means the dogs have enough. They have the crumbs of the children. And if the children eat more bread because she's been throwing the bread to the dogs, then there will be more crumbs for the dogs. And he said, for this statement, you may go your way. And the demon has left your daughter. See, that was a demon in me that kept me from understanding that for so long. And when I asked the Ruach, it was cleared up. It was taken away. And I saw it clearly. That is the understanding. Because he's been saying to us to go and tell that go and say to this people, go to this people and say on Acts 28 and 26. Go to this people and say, you will be ever hearing but never understanding. You will be ever seeing but never perceiving. Okay? He's talking about this generation that we're in. And then he also spoke about how the reason why I took it so serious to make it a point to understand what he said to the woman and why what she asked was given, because it's a formula. Formula is all you need. That's why that's the whole reason why my ministry it's formula. The formula, okay? That's this whole repent as doves is formula. Serpent as doves. That's formula. It means be wise as serpents, be gentle as doves, and the formula is to be as wise as kings and as innocent as servants, obeying servants. Okay. So the word is the king. If you have the word, you have the authority, you have the key, you have the formula. Applying the formula is what you are doing when you're just being a man. A man is a believer. Without believing, you would not get up. You would not be upright. You would not be a man. You would be an animal. You'd be crawling on all fours in the jungle, in the woods, in the caves, through the trees. But the word set you free. The truth set you free. The truth have you upright in the image of the Most High that He created you in. The word created you upright. Said stand up, and you stood up. Because when they come around, all they see is people bowed down and bent over. And if He say stand up and they don't understand, they ain't gonna stand up. But if they understand, if they have the Spirit, the Ruach, then they stand up and be counted as men. Dying like men instead of like animals. When you die like a man, you die like a king. In this time, in the end of days, from what I've been seeing, that people giving praise to the truth, they're either gonna die doing that, or they're gonna be dying in the wilderness like animals by the beast. You die by man or by beast. That's what my last video was about. Hades, Bidents, Tridents, Poseidon, Pluto, Neptune, Zeus, lightning. See how they all rhyme? Bident. No, it's lightning, Bident, and Trident. Those are 3 weapons. Zeus, Hades, and Pluto or Poseidon. Zeus has the lightning bolt. That's a single bolt. Hades had the bident. Okay. As in the book of Revelation 6 and 8. The bident. Death and Hades. Okay. The bident. It's a double trident. Instead of a trident, which is a triple pronged, it's a bident. So it's a double prong, like a forked tongue. Yeah, that type. Okay, a bident. Okay. Like a vampire's two fangs. A bident. Like a saber-toothed tiger's two fangs. A bident. Okay. Like a bull's horns. A bident. Okay. I think we get that right. I think we got it right. I like a bull. A bident. Yeah. So. They're all in the family. And I had to learn the Sicilian earlier, like about 2 years ago, that Fauci means sickle maker. So that's a sickle. So, you know, that's death right there. We know death has a sickle. So you got Bidents and Fauci's and Baracks, because Barack is lightning. Okay. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's how it is, bro. That's how it is. You guys need to take a closer look at the truth. Closer look at the truth, people. All right, it's in your mouth, and you're being mocked for not knowing, because you've been taken away from the truth into Babylon, where we're just babbling on and on. Okay, meaning you're speaking without care, and when no one cares, there would be no question of the lie. There would be no reason, no question. You would be like, but if you care, then you could be competing against the lie. If you care, you're going to be running away from the lie to protect the truth, to hide the truth, to duplicate it, and then bring it back out for another fight. Because the truth always will be. So the second coming of the truth is it's already told you what it's going to do. Always was, still is, and always will be. All right. So, yeah, man. That's my video for today. The world's on fire. There's bombs going off. There's earthquakes everywhere. The sun's got solar flares. There's eclipses coming tomorrow. There's jihads coming today. There's what else is on the list? This is all the plagues of Revelations and of the all the plagues happening in this time right now, like no other, because it's all just rendition, branched off, next generation. But this is the last generation, man. Like it's done. You guys don't even see it. Like I said, what goes in the mouth is not what makes you unclean. Because that can be shitted out, excuse my French. But when you inject, some hardcore super shit, and you getting heart attacks, it is not inside of your guts, right? That's in your heart. And that'll stroke you up to where you can't even worship no more. You can't. The tongue is froze, locked up, lockstep. You don't want that. Take care of your blood. The blood is precious. All right. Take care of your blood, because you're supposed to have the blood of Yeshua in you. You can't be having nobody come in and start tampering with that. See, before you can even activate it. Because when you activate it, you know better. You know better. You know better. Like, trust me, you know better. You know better. You know better, fam. Trust me. The blood of Yeshua is a saving blood. It's saving. So you've probably saved some lives, like directly and indirectly, aware and unawares, knowingly and unknowingly. You more than likely have if you've been living by His word. Okay? If you've been diligently, seeking His word, and you ended up here, by the time you got to His actual name, you've been trained already by His word. The Ruach may be you may have a small little bit of what He said, but it's the mustard seed that is the greatest herb, the greatest of all herbs, the smallest of all seeds, but it's the greatest of all herbs. You know what I mean? So pretty much it's growing, and you've been watering it, and now it's saying, hey, this is my name, Yeshua, and it's giving praise to Ahaya Shar Ahaya, and it's grown up Yashar, nice and Yashar, Mishar. Come on now, just nice, straight, and smooth, like it should. And you can't deny it. It's not a leafy fig. It's giving fruit. I already showed you that the whole language of Hebrew has come from His word. You can't even divide it. And you have the wheat and the tare growing up with it. It's the wheat, but you got the Arabic growing up with it, the mix. So He let it grow together. But you're going to end up exactly what I said. At the end of days, His name is forever. So you better get it right. Abraham, even those guys that speak Arabic, they all go back to Muhammad from Abraham. All right. So even them, Abraham's name is all up in is all about the Hebrew and worship to Ahaya Shar Ahaya. Okay. So even them, their tongue has been caught in a snare by their father, Abraham. All right. So, like, that's why Yeshua said, before Abraham I am, Ahaya Shar Ahaya. Okay? That I am was with capital letters. That's Ahaya. Okay? And Ahaya is a mixture of what they said, Anaki. Anaki, which is I am. But he said Ahaya because, like Moshe said, Ahaya Shar Ahaya. Okay? So I'm letting you guys know right now, nobody is getting away from the fire, the knowledge, the da'ath. All right? The truth. Yada. Nobody's getting away from Yada. Nobody's getting away from Yada. Because He's coming. He's coming. Yada. You can't stop a baby from saying His name. So what? Well, you gonna give birth to? You gonna kill every born son that you have? Huh? Because they speak in the name of the Most High when they come out? See, you gotta take this into account. In the end of days, Noah, who you call Noah, all right, he was speaking the Most High's name when he first came out, and that was like, he was the one that mankind was to be saved through for the flood, after the flood, and everybody was against what he was saying. You know, when he came out and was speaking their language, and they still didn't listen. They made fun of him and laughed because they was all Babylon, and they all was all high and mighty, and he was the outsider. He looked all white and stuff. Yep, he looked white. He looked like the angels in heaven, and them black folks made fun of him, and boy did they suffer. Oh yeah. And through him, them children came on out. All right, saved the rest of the world. Now, those evil spirits that were inside of those black people, all right, those black folks, those BLMs, all right, the ones that made it with the fallen angels, they had the hybrids. When those things died, they didn't really die. They just became disembodied spirits. Those are the ones that need the neurolinguistic programming. Those are the ones that need the hypnosis. Those are the ones that need the drugs, the narcotics, the Food Drug Administration, the freaking cartel. Anybody that can provide some type of change in the pulse of mankind. They need that person. They need that field. And they will defend it. They will destroy heaven and hell to have it. That's what the Bible said. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. That's it. Because they ain't got it no more. They're disembodied. Our body is what's hot, what's new. You know, they just get you trapped in a little spot. And then when they get you occupied, entertained is the highest form of exorcism. Exorcism goes in and out. Come on, man. You better understand that. Just because you see an exorcism, you be like, oh, they exorcise the demon out of them. Yeah, but a lot of exorcists end up getting possessed. You understand that? So you better think twice. That's why you got to have high endurance and a high competitive mind to be an exorcist. You have to have the utmost competitive endurance because you're competing against titans, the children of the fallen angels. And should you be blessed enough as Jacob and be one of the brothers in the future that should do even greater miracles than Yeshaya, you'll be wrestling with the fallen themselves. All right, guys. I'm just letting you know, I'm not just sending you guys into no little patty cake protest. I ain't the one that's going, set you up for failure like that, man. I coach champions, and now I'm coaching kings, and kings own champions. All right. I'm coaching man, the rest of mankind, the ones that are left. Because transhumanism means no more humans. And when, just like the Matrix was saying, the machines are taking over. They're going to make everything unconscious to where the machine is all one mind. It even says that in the book of Revelations. They all got one mind. There it is. These are of one mind, and they hand over their power to the authority of the beast. Now, didn't I just say the AI is the beast? All right. Because it's a hive mind. So a hive mind is a beast mind. So that's what you got to look out for. They're coming to take your consciousness away and add you to the collective like the Borg. All right? The Builder Borg is coming to collect, ushering the fourth industrial revolution. Okay? They call it a revolution, but it's a rebellion. against heaven, which is consciousness. It's a rebellion against the blood, which is the commandment. The Amra of Ahaya, Sharahaya, Kadosh, Kadish, Kadash. They have made war with the kingdom. 100 million strong, I'm pretty sure, are already here. And you've already seen how the translation and communication between the weakest link and the most powerful link of man are, they say in this world, they say in a team, you're only as strong as the weakest link. Well, if you look at mankind, this is how it's divided. All right? Divided like a bident. All right? And that's a weapon. That's a weapon against man. It's man against man. Easy wipeout. That's success. Because after that, the machines, it won't even be a struggle. Won't even be a struggle. And with the competitive consciousness of man, it's probably going to end up being a bitter end. A big bang. As in the beginning, so too shall be in the end. Yeah. Because the bigger they are, the harder they fall, right? Yep. You're going to have some titan falls. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty, guys. It's not going to be pretty. You guys lack imagination when it comes to the truth. You guys are lacking imagination. I can tell by the way that you guys party, especially in Nashville, especially in Seattle. All right? Especially in Austin. All right? Especially in Vancouver, BC. All right? Especially in Toronto. Hey, I don't even got a name. I ain't even got to call you all out. I could just say, hey, all around the world, same song. Babylon. Especially in Babylon. So we had an hour in, 57 minutes and 30 something seconds. And on that note, I really hope you guys humble and heed yourselves to the truth, to the understanding, to the Shema of Yeshaya Kadash Hamashiach. Okay? Heed yourselves and humble yourselves to the Ruach Kadesh. Kadesh Kadosh. Kadash. I really hope that you heed and humble and yada know Ahaya Shar Ahaya Amra Kadash Kadosh Kadish. Okay? I'm raw. That's his word. I'm raw. See, I've been saying that, like I said, there's things, those are those seeds. Those are those mustard seeds that we didn't know that we had that were just a blessing, man. Like, it was a vernacular, it was a time, it was a generation. And that generation has been under major assault. But the ones that know, I'm raw. Like, I'm speaking Hebrew when I say that. That's the commandment. That's the word of the Most High. 565 Strong's Concordance. Okay? Vav. Hey, Vav, hey. Okay? So, hey, Vav, hey. Heaven. There you go. The commandment. So I'm letting you guys know I'm raw. I'm raw. People, like, when we were young, when we were like teenagers and stuff, that's what we said. and to us it was a bad thing, but it was a good thing. It was like raw, RAW, like wrestling, or raw like meat, or raw like untouched goods. Yeah, it was more sort of a bootleg term. But it's funny because it was a slang that was heavily used in the athletic community, and it was a title that you had to earn. I'm raw. And it's just funny that I get older and start speaking Hebrew, and here you are. I'm raw. It's full circle. That's one of those words right there for me. It's full circle. I'm raw. So you go 565 Hebrew. I'm raw. The commandment. Okay? I'm raw. Okay? It's the word. Okay? Simple as that. Simple as that. His commandment. His word. Tell you, some of the most blessed people I know always quoted Psalms for me, because when I was young, I was a troubled child, and I had kids my age quoting Psalms to me, brothers my age, shouldn't say kids, children, brothers my age, quoting Psalms to me, and they'd be like, yeah, that's my favorite stuff, and I'm like, man, I couldn't just cite out like verses and chapters and stuff like that, and they could do it. I always looked up to that. But yeah, man, that's the word of the Most High. He's always there, man. Because like I said, heaven and earth will pass away, but the truth shall remain. So he's always there. Are you gonna be? It's only one way to know. Yada. To the Rabbah, Ahaya Shara Ahaya Kadosh, to the Rabbah Yashaya Kadesh, to the Rabbah Ruach Kadesh, to the Rabbah. Anami Amen. To the Rabbah.